The practice of yoga brings about a balance of strength and flexibility in the entire body. The next couple of postures are wonderful for upper body strengthening. We will begin with high plank. This pose requires upper body strength coordinated with core and leg strength. It is an embodiment of empowerment and steadfastness. Let's take a look at the alignment. You can approach this pose as a direct variation of mountain pose. It's really the same pose, tilted in space. Begin on your hands and knees. Stack your hands directly under your shoulders and keep your arms like strong pillars. Your hands should be strong with fingers spread wide. Keep your back shoulders engaged to maintain an openness across the chest. Extend one leg back and then the other to come into a full plank. Your legs will stay powerfully engaged, connecting to the pit of your belly. Keep your toes tucked under with your heels pressing back. Your pelvis should stay in a slight posterior tilt, which means your tail will reach back and down towards your heels. This will keep strength through your low and mid spine. Engage a fiery line of energy from your crown to your heels. Keep your gaze slightly forward of your hands on the floor. If you have trouble with this pose due to overall strength, simply go to your knees as much as possible until strength builds. If you have hand, wrist, or shoulder injury, go to your forearms and/or your knees, or you might need to avoid the pose altogether until your injury heals. Now let's move on to low plank. Low plank can be one of the most challenging postures and the most rewarding at the same time. Staying with the repetitive challenge of low plank will really build great functional upper body strength when done properly. This is a perfect posture to practice remaining calm in the midst of a challenge and practicing patience while meeting yourself where you're at. The transformation really is in the journey. Instead of teaching the modified versions last, I'm going to teach it beginning with the modified versions, working up to the most advanced. So let's begin. From your high plank position, engage your shoulder blades back and down and keep a total engagement through your core and legs while maintaining that slight posterior tilt in your pelvis. Lower your knees, then your thighs, then your belly, and your chest down while tracking your elbows straight back as you lower. This is what I considered one of the most modified versions. You can also do the same thing from your knees. Now come back to high push-up. Keep all of the same body engagements. Tap your knees down to the floor and bend your elbows to slightly lower your chest, keeping your chest open. Not lowering your chest all the way down will build upper body strength. Never lower more than 90 degrees to keep your shoulder joints at a healthy range. Now for the most advanced version. Come back to high plank and keep all of the same body engagements. Shifting from your feet, rock your chest slightly forward to lower your body while bending your elbows. Your elbows should land directly over your wrist. Never lower more than 90 degrees. Higher is typically better. Keep a strong line of action from crown to heels and gaze slightly forward on the ground with your head and neck in neutral. If overall strength is an issue here, first know that this is very common. Be patient with yourself while building strength, using any of the 3 variations I presented. If you have a shoulder or wrist injury, you will need to wait until it is healed to do this one. This posture often gets a bad reputation simply because it is often practiced with improper alignment. It is super important that you be aware of your shoulder alignment so that you don't end up weight-bearing in an unstable position. You know you are going too far or getting into unsafe territory if you've lost stability. Keeping your shoulder blades hugged back, your chest open, your elbows tracking straight back, and not lowering more than 90 degrees will keep your shoulders healthy while getting super strong with low push-up. Moving on to upward facing dog. This pose is another full body strengthener that focuses on reopening the front body. It is a beautiful opportunity to feel the heart opening and awakening that is vital in our transformation of self and connectivity with others. This posture is typically taken directly after low push-up. So where you are coming from will depend on which variation of low push-up you are practicing. We will begin as if we lowered thighs, belly, and chest all the way to the ground. From here, place your hands outside of your chest, then lift up, almost straightening your arms. Keep a slight bend in your elbows and roll your shoulder blades slightly back and down to engage your upper back and open your chest farther. Keep your legs fully engaged. As you come into spinal extension, maintain a sense of spaciousness in your low spine rather than jamming into it. Keeping your legs fully engaged will help with this. Maintain an active line from feet to the center of your chest and from your hands to your crown. Keep your head and neck in neutral. Your gaze point can be slightly forward and lifted. If you have lumbar spine injury or limited range of motion, don't straighten your arms as much and stay as low as needed, as in Cobra pose.